inspirational images. And we have this gentleman next to me, Alex Mustard, to thank for sort of organising and coordinating the whole competition. Now Alex is going to announce the winners, and we can just sit back and marvel at these amazing photographs. So please put your hands together for Alex Mustard.
Thank you, Miranda. Can I steal that mic for later? Thanks. Hey, thank you. One small correction to the introduction. UPY is very much a team effort. I'm going to introduce the rest of the team to you in a second. But although I have to stand up here and struggle through the pronunciations of all the winners' names, it is a team effort, although they don't come up and help me with the pronunciations. For those of you who aren't photographers, this may not have as many exciting tales as some of the talks you've seen here today. But what I can promise you is the chance to see some of the most amazing underwater photos that you've ever seen before. However many underwater photos you've seen in your life, this really is the cutting edge of the very best pictures that have been taken anywhere in the world. So whatever you hear coming out may not be quite so exciting, but what you're going to see on this screen really is really incredible stuff. So I hope you enjoy that. I'd just like to start with a couple of quick thank yous. First of all, a big thank you for Go Diving for hosting us here at the show. It's great to be able to come up on stage and share these pictures with a big audience of people, and also to have so many of the photographers coming along to the event. I'd also like to thank the Crown Estate, who have sponsored the selection of prints that you see up at the show. They're really worth checking out. All of these pictures have fantastic backstories, so don't just go and look at the prints and look at the pictures, but do take a moment to read what the photographers were trying to achieve with their pictures, the experience they were having. It really does add an extra dimension to seeing those images. I'd also like to thank our prize sponsors. We're very, very lucky to have some of the best companies in diving sponsoring UPY, and many of them are exhibiting here in the room today, and we're very grateful to their sponsorship. I think we set a record amongst underwater photography competitions in the number of photographers who we send home with a prize. I think we sent 46 different photographers home with a prize this year, which I think is must be some sort of record in terms of underwater photography competitions. So we're very grateful to that support from our prize sponsors. I'm not going to read all out the names just now. And finally, just to reaffirm that UPY is very much a team effort. I think the first time ever we've actually managed to get all the team together in one place. This is the team of Saeed, Dan, Martin, me, and Peter that helped put UPY together. It requires a lot of very hard work, expertise, knowledge from all those people to make all of this happen. You'd be amazing how much, if it looks like a swan above the surface, it's going like crazy below the surface with UPY. But I'm very, very proud of everything we do. Something that I just wanted to draw attention to that we've added recently to the competition is the nature of competitions is UPY gets thousands and thousands of entries, and we only award a very small percent. The wide angle category, for example, gets over 1,000 entries and 10 pictures get awarded. So that's just 1% of the entries. So in terms of a competition, most pictures that are entered into it, obviously in any competition, don't win. But what we try and do with UPY is at least give you something back. So UPY, we've introduced this quite hard work for us, but I think great for the entrants, this result system. So every single picture that you enter into the competition, this is a made up set of pictures, I have to say. I didn't enter these were just on my desktop. But you get to see how your pictures progress through the different rounds of the competition. So if you are thinking of entering next year, please do. Even the pictures that don't win for you, you will at least get some hopefully useful feedback from being part of the competition. So it's something I'm very proud that we've been able to introduce into the competition. I think this is also unique in all the underwater photography competitions around the world. UPY2020 was a record breaker. It was the year this year we had the most number of entries we ever had, and they were from the most number of photographers we've ever had before, and big jumps up in numbers from previous years as well. So we're really, really pleased to see an ever-increasing number of people wanting to be involved in the competition. I have to say, we did think we had reached our maximum. We thought that everyone who knew about a competition like this, who wanted to be part of it, knew about it. But actually, our numbers went up again. So thank you for that support. Please keep entering every year. We really appreciate it. And we do really appreciate every single picture we get. I think, though, as a judge of the competition, the challenge of getting this many pictures is we get 5,500 images. I would say 5,400 of them are really excellent images. And being a judge of UPY isn't really a job of choosing your favorites. I think the main challenge is being a contortionist as you try and cram all the pictures you love into the winning circle. And sadly, there's not room for all of them. So ultimately, it ends up sort of a heartbreaking thing for you as pictures that you absolutely fell in love with, you can't award. So the pictures that you will see awarded are absolutely amazing. And to give you a very small flavor of the challenge that we have as photographers, I just put together a small slideshow. It's the length of one song, and it gives you a little bit of a feeling for the quality of entries that we get in UPY. So this slideshow, the length of a song, I think it represents about 3 or 4% of the entries that were put into UPY. It's got some of the winners. It hasn't got all the winners. It's got some of our finalists that I liked and I thought would be nice to show. But it really gives you a flavor for how challenging a job it is to choose those winners. And something that the other judges always say a lot, both Martin and Peter say a lot, is actually when you first view the pictures, you might fall in love with certain pictures. But we as judges spend 2 to 3 days going through these pictures again and again. And actually it's the pictures that have the staying power over 2 or 3 days. So as I show this slideshow, there'll probably be 1 or 2 you're like, that's my favorite. But actually, as we find as judges, as you go through them over days, it's actually the really iconic images, the pictures that have got a real staying power, that actually progress through all the rounds and end up being the winners that you see. So sit back and enjoy for the length of a song, the very best, or some of the best of UPY 2020. I actually want to see this on the big screen. If I don't get feedback. I knew that was going to happen. I'll stay here.
I've been spending out the time, couple women by my side. I got sinning on my mind, sipping on red wine. I've been sitting here for ages, ripping out the pages. How'd I get so faded? How'd I get so faded? Oh, no, no, don't leave me lonely now. If you love me, how'd you never love? Oh, color crimson in my eyes, wanted to could free my mind. This is how it ends. I feel the chemicals burn in my bloodstream, fading out again. I feel the chemicals burn in my bloodstream. So tell me when it kicks in. Well, tell me when it kicks in. I've been looking for love, thought I'd find her in a bottle. God, make me another one. I'll be feeling this tomorrow. Lord, forgive me for the things I've done. I was never meant to hurt no one. I saw scars upon a broken heart. Love. Oh, no, no, don't leave me lonely now. If you love me, how'd you never love? Oh, color crimson in my eyes, wanted to free my mind. This is how it ends. I feel the chemicals burn in my bloodstream, fading out again. I feel the chemicals burn in my bloodstream. So tell me when it kicks in. I'd find her in a bottle. God, make me another one. I'll be feeling this tomorrow. Lord, forgive me for the things I've done. I was never meant to hurt no one. I saw scars upon a broken heart. Love. Oh no, no, don't leave me lonely now. If you love me, how'd you never learn? Ooh, color crimson in my eyes. One or two could free my mind. This is how it ends. I feel the chemicals burn in my bloodstream, fading out again. I feel the chemicals burn in my bloodstream. So tell me when it kicks in. Well, tell me when it kicks in. Tell me when it kicks in. All the voices in my mind calling out across the land. All the voices in my mind calling out across the land. All the voices in my mind calling out across the land. All the voices in my mind calling out across the land. All the voices in my mind calling out across the land. All the voices in my mind calling out across the land. Tell me when it kicks in. That's so scars upon it. Tell me when it kicks in. Broken heart. Tell me when it kicks in. That's so scars upon it. Tell me when it kicks in. Broken heart. Tell me when it kicks in. That's so scars upon it. Tell me when it kicks in. Broken heart. Tell me when it kicks in. That's so scars upon it. Tell me when it kicks in. Broken heart. So tell me when it kicks in. That's so scars upon it. Tell me when it kicks in. Broken hearted. Tell me when it kicks in. That's so scars upon it. Tell me when it kicks in. Broken hearted.
Hopefully that gives you a small insight into the challenge. Just to remind you, that's 3 to 4% of the entries. And as a judge, you can't award almost all of those. You've got to throw out. So it is a real challenge. I think hopefully those of you who are here as award-winning photographers, it makes you feel just what a little bit of an achievement it is to get placed in this competition. There is a tremendous talent of underwater photography out there. It's a wonderful time to be an underwater photographer with the equipment, the travel opportunities that we have. And I think that the quality of work that people are producing really is inspirational. So it is fantastic to see that collection of work. So this is an award ceremony, so to give you a little flavour for how this is going to work, I'm going to try, award ceremonies are never the most exciting thing. Seeing the pictures is great, going through all the various bureaucracy I have to do, not so exciting. I'll do my best to speed my way through it. The way it's going to work, I'm going to run through each of the categories one by one. Typically in the category we have 3 highly commended entries, 3 commended entries, 4 highly commended entries, a third place, a second place, and a winner. When it comes to the winner, I'll invite the winner up on stage if they're here. If they're not here, they're going to join us by video link, and you'll get to hear a little bit about their pictures. And then we'll move on. We're going to start with the UK categories. Then we're going to move on to the international categories of the competition. And we're going to finish with the UPY Special Awards. Although 3 of the awards actually come naturally when you win a category. So those I'll deal with as we come to them through the thing. And then there's 3 special awards at the end. Those of you who are winning photographers who are here but aren't category winners, please don't come up when your pictures go up on screen. But what we'll do is, after this is all finished, We'll then get your pictures back up on screen at the end when everyone else can drift away, and we'll do some photos then with your picture behind you. That way we can get some nice pictures of everyone on stage with their pictures. So that's my plan. Hopefully it'll all work and I've got the pictures in the right order. I have my crib sheet of winners. So off we go with the results. So we're going to start with the British categories, and the first British category we're going to deal with is British Waters Compact. So this is for photos taken only in British waters by photographers using the most basic types of cameras, compact cameras, action cameras, phones, as their photographic tool. Yet despite those challenges, I thought this year was by far the strongest set of pictures that we've ever had in this category. This year, the category was dominated by 3 photographers. It's a good proof that we judge this completely blind. We don't try and spread the awards out. So you might hear the same names coming up a few times in this one, but I think the work is really exceptional. So commended in this category, might help if I was on the right page, are Colin Garrett with Their Back, James Lynott with Baby Fluoro Shark, and Martin Edser with Time and Place. Highly commended in British Waters Compact, Colin Garrett with St. Peter's Fish, James Lynott with Underwater Sunset, Martin Edser with Million Miles Away, and James Lynott with Sea Lock Specialty. Third place in this category goes to Martin Edser with All in a Good Clause. Runner-up, James Lynott with Fluoro Fireworks and Enemy. A really, really stunning image from UK Waters. And the winner of British Waters Compact is Colin Garrett with Smile, which for me is a picture I think any British underwater photographer would have loved to have taken, irrespective of the camera. And I'm pleased to say that Colin, through the miracles of technology, can tell us a little about his winning picture. Oh, can't hear much, can I? I'm going to sneak round the back and try and turn it up.
The photo itself was taken in April 2019 in Portland Harbour. I'd been a bit bored, I'd had a day off, my fiance was at work and I didn't really know what to do. So I contacted Dale Spree at Dive Beyond and managed to just jump on the rib with them to go and do a local harbour dive on one of the wrecks. In the wreck itself, it was pretty an uneventful dive, but coming back across the harbour, we'd sighted this dolphin, and I think Dale, seeing the excitement in my eyes, allowed me to slip into the water with my snorkeling stuff on. And Jessica Hanna slipped in the water next to me. It didn't take long, the dolphin was very inquisitive. I was at the surface and he approached up to about 1 metre from the camera lens and sort of stayed there, suspended in the water, and pivoted for about 20 seconds, allowing for quite a few photos and a bit of video to be taken. Getting home, this photo stood out for me. Jessica herself had said she wished she'd had a camera because the perspective from her point of view was rather nice too. So it was a very simple photo, but I hope it goes a long way to showing how good diving in the UK is, because we know it's the best in the world. So a big thank you to UPY2020, blown away, as I say, and a huge shout out to all my diver friends over the years. Absolutely the best friends you could ask for. Some are annoying, he knows who he is, and he'd probably be a little bit envious of me getting this award, but there we go. And finally, a huge shout out to my fiancée Sarah, who is just supportive and loving in everything I do, so thank you all.
Great stuff. So just as an apology to some of our winners who are on video, when they finished with a big thank you to the judges and the organisers, I've often cut that off the videos to speed things along tonight. So they are much politer than they might come across. But if they get that in early in their talk, they're able to keep it in there. Right, so our next category is British Waters Living Together, and we have 5 awarded pictures in this category. Highly commended in this category are Shannon Moran with Shipwreck Shelter, Andrew Pearson with Swanage Pier Spider Crab. Third place in this category, Shannon Moran with Lucky Escape, Runner-up in the Living Togethers category is Kirsty Andrews with Cone Home. And the winner of the Living Togethers category is Dan Bolt with Pier Nursery. And Dan is actually a previous winner of the title British Underwater Photographer of the Year, so great to see him back in the contest again. And I'm pleased to say that although Dan is here, he's going to join us by video link. So here he comes.
Portland, Plymouth, Northwest Biscay, southwesterly 7 to severe gale 9, veering west 5 or 6, later rain or showers, moderate or poor, becoming good for a time.
I think those of you who dive in the UK can have a certain affinity to that particular video about the realities of what we experience. So on to our two big British categories, the ones that attract the most entries. And the first of those is British Waters Macro. This is for any macro, close-up, super macro photo taken underwater in the UK. And commended in this category are our friend Dan Bolt again with Stalker in the Meadow, Dan Bolt with Seagrass Slug, Kathy Lewis with Leopard, highly commended in British Waters Macro, Atanas Petrov with Bobtail Squid, Malcolm Nimmo with Ceylonian Beauty, Paul Pettit with European Squid, and Laura Storm with Atomic. Third place in UK Macro goes to Dan Bolt with Elegant Elegans. Runner-up, Trevor Rees with Cuckoo Ras Head On. Trevor's a previous winner of this category. And this year's winner of British Waters Macro is Laura Storm with Like Water for Silk. And I'm very pleased that Laura is here and is going to come up on stage, grab the microphone and tell us just a little bit about her picture. So I'm guessing from this one, it wasn't in the ocean. Hold it up nice and close to you, Matt.
Thank you, Alex. This is fantastic. I'm delighted to have won this particular category, not only as a photographer, but it's a fantastic boost for my freshwater conservation project. Anyway, let me tell you about my image. If you were to look at this scene with the naked eye, you wouldn't see much more than a solid sheet of weird green stuff. These filaments are Spirogyra. It's a simple algae that forms the base of many food webs in freshwater habitats. In fact, each strand is covered in a sticky membrane, enabling it to adhere to the next strand, collectively forming a vast dense raft. But what you're seeing here is a super macro perspective, which shows and reveals this much more intricate and fragile habitat. And to me, this is an absolutely magical, mysterious world. The froglet is about 1 centimetre in size, and when I was photographing them last year, I became quite smitten by their acrobatics. But I also noticed that they are proprioceptively adapted to their environment, able to move around this maze of algae, never becoming entangled. So much so that I watched them balance on individual strands of the stuff, and they sort of push it around with their dinky feet. So I set about trying to capture this incredible relationship the froglets have with their habitat. So I began by storyboarding various ideas and then experimenting like crazy, working out the time of day when the froglets are at their most active. Anyway, this is the result of a great deal of trial and error and fun and chaos. So thank you again to everyone at UPY. This award means the world to me. And it is amazing to share the platform with so many other great photographers. And I'd just like to also say thank you so very much to everyone out there and to Mark for the wonderful support that I've received along the way.
Thank you, Laura, very well said. Congratulations again. So we're now going to change our perspective of British waters and head into British waters wide angle. So for wide angle pictures taken in the UK. And commended in this category are Rick Ayrton for Empire Heritage Propeller, Dave Peake for A Bridge Not Far, Henley Spears for Blue Shark in Motion. Highly commended in this category, Mark Kirkland for Octopus and Sunstar, Ian Wade for British Waters Wide Angle, Simon Temple for Cuckoo in the Blue, and Rick Ayrton for Tanks for the Memory. So our top three, third place goes to Trevor Rees for Fireworks and Enemy Sunburst. Runner-up in this category, Will Clark with Big Mouth, Small Prey. Woo! And the winner of British Waters Wide Angle goes to Arthur Kingdon for Jewel Wreath, and Arthur actually was the winner of British Waters Macro this year, so very well done for completing the set. And I'd like to invite Arthur up on stage to grab the microphone, and I'm actually going to record Arthur as well as he talks to us. So congratulations, Arthur. Please tell us a little bit about these jewel winners, but talk to them, not to me.
Okay, well, hello everyone. Yes, as Alex said, I did win the macro category last year, so it's 12 months virtually to the day since I stood here and said how pleased I was to win the macro category. So you can guess that I'm extremely pleased now to have won the double, so to speak. But after last year, I decided that 2019 was going to be a wide angle year for me. Wide angle really is my first love anyway. And so in September 2019, I was with a party from the Bristol Underwater Photography Group, and we were down in the Isles of Scilly with the excellent skipper Dave McBride, who's known to many of you here, with Dive Scilly, the outfit that he runs. And I had my brand new camera with me. I just changed to a Nikon D500 and an Aquatica housing as usual. And this was the first dive of the trip, and I wasn't really expecting too much from the first dive. However, skipper Dave McBride said the conditions were right for us to go to his favourite site. It's a secret site which was discovered by him. It's affectionately known as Dave's Crack.
Good old British diving.
Yes, and so we arrived on Dave's Crack, And one of the party there was Paula, and Paula decided, as it was a shakedown dive, she wouldn't take her camera in. So she said, would anyone like a model? And of course, I wasn't going to turn down an offer like that. So Paula and I went in, along with Bob, my buddy, and we descended on this area that was absolutely stunning to behold. The jewel anemones were still feeding, the current was still running, the jewel anemones were out in force, and it was just an absolutely wonderful scene. And I knew straight away that this was a golden opportunity to capture a stunning shot. I took one shot to test exposure and lighting, and this was the second shot I took. And this turned out to be my best shot of the week, actually, but there we go. But it's a big thank you to Paula modelling for me, because I couldn't have done this shot without Paula, without the model. It really completes the shot. And to Dave McBride for finding such a great spot, and the conditions and the timing of that dive were just right. The UPY team, I think, are a great bunch of guys, and I really want to thank them, all 5 of them. They must work tremendously hard to do this, so a big thank you to them. And also to the generous sponsorship of Nauticam. Nauticam really have been very generous sponsors of this competition. I've won myself an SMC1 with this shot, so I'm looking forward very much to using that, and perhaps next year might be a macro year for me once again. But thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Arthur. Okay, we're going to leave the wonders of British diving, Dave's crack, and all behind, and move on to our international categories. So, just let me get in the right place. So, the first international category I want to deal with is a category that gets very few entries, because not so many people produce books of underwater photography every year. But this year, actually, I think was the strongest entry we've ever had in this category. And I think there were 4 or 5 books that would have probably walked away with this category in any of our previous years. And it was a very, very tight field, but some really fantastic books being produced. It's really interesting as judges to judge a photographer's work, not just on one picture, but on a whole collection of pictures. The diversity of techniques and subject matter becomes really important. And the winner of Underwater Photography Book of the Year 2020 is Pietro Formis with his book Aqua. So congratulations, Pietro. The next category I want to deal with is Marine Conservation Photographer of the Year. The nature of this category means that there are some pictures in this category that are very challenging to look at. It's a reminder for all of us as photographers that cameras can be used to capture more than just beauty. They can be incredible tools for communication, and some of the pictures in this category really show that. What we look for in this category as judges is we're not just always looking for heartstring pulling images. We also like positive images as well. We like graphic images. We look for a variety of different images that tell that conservation story. One of the important ways that we as photographers can engage with the public is to surprise them with our imagery, not just always do it the same way. So we try and reflect that in our judging of this category. So awarded in the Marine Conservation Photographer of the Year, commended in this category, Rafael Fernandez from Spain with tuna fish fishery during a moment of rising nets. Teresa Guys from the United States with Turtle Haven. Nadia Kulagina from Kazakhstan with The Cry for Help. Highly commended in this category. Shane Keener from the United States with Unnatural Habitat. I didn't explain at the beginning, but this category, we do allow above water pictures highlighting aquatic conservation images as well in the rules. Simon Pearce from New Zealand with Net Loss. Charlotte Sams from the United Kingdom with Great White Necropsy. And Kim Andresund from Norway with Cormorant Caught in a Net. Third place in the marine conservation category goes to Scott Tuason from the Philippines with Tradition Kills. And I'd really encourage you when you go back to these is to read some of the backstories of some of these shots. Runner-up in this category is David Alpert from the United Kingdom with Double Trouble with a Glimmer of Hope. And the winner of the category, and also claiming the first of our UPY special awards and the title of Marine Conservation Photographer of the Year 2020, is Pasquale Vassallo from Italy with Last Dawn, Last Gasp. And Pasquale is very kindly sent a video in. He's not very confident in his English, but I think he's given us a really nice, clear explanation of this picture. And I'd really like to thank him for making the effort of speaking in English to tell us about
My
it.
name is Pasquale Vassallo from Italy. I'm very happy and honored to have won the prestigious recognition as the photographer for marine conservation in the year 2020 in the UPY London. The photo was taken in the Gulf of Naples during my collaboration with some local fishermen. I noticed a small tuna stuck in the net as he pushed hard towards his freedom. In that operation, I could even hear his desperate cry for a sure death. I want to thank the organization of the competition, the sponsor and the judges, Martin H., Peter Roland and Alex Mustard, who believed in my shot. Many thanks, have fun.
Thank you, Pasquale. So our next international category is compacts. This is for photographers whose main underwater camera system is a compact camera, an action camera, or a phone as an underwater camera. We don't want sort of other photographers coming down to this level to shoot in this category. And these pictures can be taken anywhere around the world. This year we have 10 awarded pictures. So our commended in this category are Enrico Somoggi from Germany. He was actually last year's category winner and has done pretty well across this category again this year. So also commended is this shot by Enrico from Germany, and Mel Wu from Australia with this amazing shot of juvenile seahorses. Highly commended in this category is Andrea Michelutti from Italy, Enrico Somoggi from Germany again, and Enrico again from Germany, and Katrin Landgraf-Kluge from Germany. Third place in the compacts category is Enrico Somoggi from Germany. And the runner-up, just to prove that we don't see any of the names when we're doing the judging, is also Enrico Somoggi from Germany. So he's done particularly well in this category. But the winner of the compacts category this year, and a previous winner of the up-and-coming category of the competition, which is a category we're going to come to next, which celebrates photographers who are making their first steps into competition photography, is Man BD from Malaysia with this picture here. And I'm really pleased to see a previous winner of our up-and-coming category going on and doing really well in one of the main categories of the competition. And I'm pleased to say that Man BD can join us now.
Hi,
to tell
my
us
name
about
is Man BD from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'm happy to be a winner in compact category UPY 2020. My winning photo was taken at Ulunan Lake, Manado, North Sulawesi. The lake famous with the water lily, and the lake is located 670 meters above sea level. I'm using this Inon tiny lens to get my split shot for the water lily. And thank you, judges, for selecting my photo. This is my third time in UPY, and thank you again. See you next UPY.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. So on to the aforementioned up-and-coming category, which in many ways is the most interesting category in UPY, because this is the category specifically looking for new talent in underwater photography. And a lot of the new photographers really bring images the like of which we haven't seen before. So we're always really excited judging this. It's open to any subject matter and any lens anywhere around the world. So it's always a really diverse collection and always really interesting images. So commended in this category, Pascal Rusch from Switzerland, Francis Glasup from France, Marina Derigladzova from Russia, highly commended in this category, Yen Ting Go from Singapore, Richard Conliffe from the United States, Emily Ledgwig from Australia, and Pierpaolo Cito from Italy. Third place, Ines Guvertz from Belgium. Runner-up, Nur Tucker from the United Kingdom. And the winner of the up-and-coming category and claiming the UPY award of Up-and-Coming Underwater Photographer of the Year 2020 is Anita Kenrat from Austria with this picture here. And Anita's going to join us by video to tell us about the picture. Those of a sensitive disposition who also speak German, probably quite a small number. There is a little bit of bad language at the beginning of this video, but I think you can excuse her.
Hi, my name is Anita Kenrat and I'm very excited to be Hi, my name is Anita Kenrat and I'm very excited to be the winner of the up-and-coming category in the Underwater Photographer of the Year competition 2020.
This truly means a lot to me. Thank you so much. It's an honor. This image was taken in the Bahamas, where I live now, and I'm lucky enough to spend most of my time underwater. Juvenile lemon sharks spend their first 5 to 8 years in the mangrove areas, and I wanted to capture them in their beautiful surrounding. This image was taken in only knee-high water, and it took me about an hour or so to get close to them and to gain their trust, and then they were just swimming all over my feet, bumping into my camera, trying to munch on my strobes, all that. I could have stayed there for hours if it wasn't for the mosquitoes and sandflies, which were eating me alive. Juvenile lemon sharks are very curious little creatures, a little bit shy, a little bit clumsy, very intelligent, and I mean, how can you not love them? They're just perfect little sharks. Mangrove areas are in decline and we really need to protect them in order to protect this very important ecosystem. Thank you again to the judges. It's an honor and I'm so excited about this. Thanks to my partner who got me into underwater photography in the first place, and congratulations to all the other winners. Thank you so much.
Wir haben ja noch Zeit. Okay, einmal Hi. Na, schau, jetzt überlegst du schon.
Okay, so we're over half the way through now, and we have now our final 6 categories. These are our big 6 international categories, open to all photographers. And we start off with black and white, which is pretty self-explanatory. So, commended in this category, Galis Waru from Norway, Michael Gallagher from the United Kingdom, Jacob Digi from Poland, highly commended in the black and white category, Aaron Wong from Singapore, Filippo Borghi from Italy, James Ferrara from the United States, and Henley Spears from the United Kingdom. Third place in this category goes to Zena Holloway from the United Kingdom. Runner-up in this category, Henley Spears from the United Kingdom. Henley was the winner of this category last year. And the winner of the black and white category this year is Wai-Ho Mok from Singapore. And Mok can join us now to tell us a little bit about his picture.
Greetings from Singapore. My name is Mok Wai-Ho. I am a Singaporean photography enthusiast. My friends from the scuba diving community, they call me Mok. Today, I'm very honored and privileged to receive this award from one of the most prestigious underwater photography competitions in the world. This image, I call it layered thoughts. This style of photography is not new. It involves a double exposure in camera of 2 images, first by shooting a silhouette image and then exposing that image against a textured background. Now, when I first exposed to this style of photography, I got really excited because I could not find any examples of this style being applied underwater. And with that thought, I created my little pet project. But in order to do this, I first had to learn how to shoot silhouette images. And for that, I am very thankful for my very patient wife, who was my subject, for letting me practice on her. And after I figured out how to shoot silhouette images, the next step was to bring it underwater. I double exposed these silhouette images against sunbursts, corals, fish, turtles, critters, to slowly mold the kind of image that I finally want to create. The end result was a series of pictures that I was quite happy with. This particular image, I first shot a silhouette image of my wife against some clouds. And then I brought this image underwater when I was scuba diving in Komodo. I was very lucky in one particular site to find two species of hard corals. One was the cabbage coral and the other was the finger coral. And having these two types of hard coral, it gave two different textures to the image. The end result is this image, which I'm very proud of, largely because it represents two of the things that I hold very dear to my life. I hope you enjoyed this picture as much as I did in creating it. And once again, I'd like to thank the judging panel of UPY for giving this award to me. And with that, thank you very much.
So on to our next category, which is portraits. And we as UPY judges are very keen for photographers to stretch this definition widely. We want to be surprised by your work. We don't want them just to conform to that kind of standard fish portrait type picture. So we're always very keen to see lots of interpretations of this subject. And this category always gets a lot of entries and a lot of really thought-provoking work. So with that, let's get on to our winners. Commended in this category, Nick Moore from the United Kingdom, Mirko Zani from Switzerland, and Wayne Lai from China. Highly commended in this category, David Alpert from the United Kingdom, Mirko Zani, again from Switzerland, Pedro Jaque Krebs from Peru, and Matthew Smith from Australia. Third place in portraits goes to Greg Lecoeur from France. Runner-up, Luc Roumont from Belgium. And the winner of the portraits category this year is Lillian Ko from Singapore. And this is the first time we've actually had a picture of a person win the portraits category. We've had them awarded before, but this is the first time that's been the overall winner in the category. And I'm pleased to say that Lillian can also join us from Singapore to tell us about her picture.
Hello everyone, my name is Lillian Ko from Singapore, and I'm truly honored to be the winner of the portrait category for UPY 2020. This award is special as shooting underwater fashion is a new area of photography for me, because I spend most of my time photographing the tiniest creature in the macro world. The image was taken in Tulamben, Bali. Thank you Utama Villa for hosting us for the shoot. And thanks to my awesome team, Yen Ting, my super committed underwater model, braving the cold during the long hours in the pool, and Ajax, my talented underwater lighting assistant. Without them both, this image would not have been possible. We started the day shooting different poses and outfits, capturing the model as the light changed during the day. As the sun was setting, we decided to play with some creative lighting. Shooting the biggest critter I ever snooted, making sure the blue light illuminates all the views around her, using the snoot for her face, and also a nice flat surface as a reflection in order to achieve the butterfly effect as captured in my image.
Thank you, Lillian. So, very well done. So, next category is behaviour. And for this category, we're looking for dramatic, interesting, intimate, or unexpected behaviour of underwater life to award in our pictures. And commended in this category are Nadia Ali from the United States, Kimberly Jeffries, also from the United States, Nadia Kulagina from Kazakhstan. Highly commended in this category, Scott Portelli from Australia, Henley Spears from the United Kingdom, Alex Kidd from Australia, and Stephen Kovacs from the United States. Third place goes to Filippo Borghi from Italy. Runner-up in this category goes to Paolo Isgro, also from Italy. And the winner of this category is Pasquale Vesallo from Italy, with this rather unusual picture here of an octopus interacting with a football. And Pasquale can tell us a little bit more about this picture now.
Hi everyone, my name is Pasquale Vassallo from Italy. I'm very happy to have won the behavior category on the prestigious underwater photography of the year competition 2020 edition. The shot was made in Italy, Gulf of Naples. During one of my free dives, I saw a soccer ball on the surface of the sea. As I approached, I immediately noticed that there was an octopus underneath. Most likely, he was training for the next Soccer World Cup. I want to thank the organization of the competition, the sponsor and the jurist, Martin H., Peter Rolands and Alex Mustard, who believed in my shot. Many thanks and congratulations to all the others winners. Enjoy.
Our next category is pretty self-explanatory, but this category can include both photos of wrecks and photos taken on wrecks. So the wreck doesn't always have to be the main subject of the picture, or any man-made underwater object. Doesn't have to be a ship. So commended in this category are Marcus Blatchford from the United Kingdom, Taeuk Kim from Korea, who was last year's up-and-coming underwater photographer of the year. So great to see him already doing well in other categories. And David Alpert from the United Kingdom. Highly commended in this category, Pekka Turi from Finland, Pierre Mane from South Africa, another previous winner of the up-and-coming underwater photographer of the year, Yen Yi Lee from Taiwan, and Taeuk Kim from Korea. Third place in this category goes to Pierre Mane from South Africa. Runner-up, Rene Capozzola from the United States. And the winner of this category is Tobias Friedrich from Germany, who has actually won this category twice before, and is also a previous overall winner with one of those pictures of underwater photography of the year. So big congratulations to Tobias, and Toby can join us now by video to tell us a little about himself.
Hey, my name is Tobias Friedrich, and I would like to thank you so much for winning the wreck category. Unfortunately, I can't be in person at the Go Diving show in Britain, but I hope from my beautiful hometown in Wiesbaden I can send you some regards today. So thank you very much again, especially for all the judges and for the hard work of the team. And it's good to see that all the work that has been gone into the images and all the dives and the several dives in this panoramic image are finally in a good result. So thank you very much again to England, and best regards from Germany. Bye bye.
Bye bye. So now to our final two categories, the pretty self-explanatory macro and wide-angle pictures. So macro is for macro, super macro, or close-up pictures taken anywhere in the world by any photographers. And commended in this highly competitive category are Yatwai So from Hong Kong, Lillian Ko from Singapore, Ludovic Galco-Rungden from France. Highly commended in this category Oh, I haven't got my highly commended thing. Highly commended in this category is Catherine Liu from Singapore. There's my highly commended one. Alessandro Grasso from Italy. Yat Wai So from Hong Kong. He's actually a previous winner of this category. And Mika Sairela from Finland. Third place in macro goes to Jack Israel from the United States. Runner-up is Keigo Karamura from Japan, with this amazing image. And the winner of this category is Hans Klostermann from Germany, with this beautiful image here. And he can join us now to tell us a little bit about it.
Hello, my name is Hans Klostermann, and I'm very happy to be the winner of the macro category in the 2020 Underwater Photographer of the Year competition. I took this particular image on a recent trip to the Cayman Islands. When I came across this little goby perched on this coral head, the thing that really stood out to me was that purple sea fan that you can see in the background of the image, which was just next to that coral head. And I'm a big fan of shallow depth of field and of colorful backgrounds in macro images. And I figured that this combination could work really well in this particular case. And thankfully, the goby didn't mind my presence at all and got used to me very quickly. So I ended up basically spending the whole dive with that one fish. While this image doesn't feature any fancy technical gimmicks, actually taking it was still rather tricky. Partly because of the very shallow depth of field, but also because there was just enough surge to make taking macro pictures really, really awkward. And also, this was right in the middle of the reef, so there was nowhere to hold on or stabilize myself. So I ended up hovering feet up for the best part of an hour, making sure that to not damage the reef, while at the same time twisting and turning to get the compositions that I was after. It was good fun, but I'm sure it looked absolutely stupid to anybody who swam past.
Thank you, Hans. And now to our final category, wide angle. Traditionally, this is the most entered category in the competition, not every year, but it was again this year with over 1,000 entries just in this category. And the 10 we're going to select is obviously less than 1% of them you get to see. And I promise you, from judging it, there was at least 990 that I would love to have shown you. There's some fantastic work out there. But this is a really interesting and diverse set I think we've chosen to award. So commended in this category are Nadia Ali from the United States, Greg Sherman from the United States, Yujing Go from China. Highly commended in this category are Pekka Turi from Finland, Sean Landsman from Canada, Nick Moore from the United Kingdom, and Wayne Lai from China. Third place in this category goes Tobias Friedrich from Germany. Runner-up is Oleg Gaponyuk from Russia, with this image. And the winner of this category is Greg Lecoeur from France, winning this category for the second time with this phenomenal picture here from the Antarctic. And Greg can join us now by video link. He's currently in Malpelo, but he sent me a video this week to pass on his regards.
Hi guys, my name is Greg Lecoeur and I'm very happy to win the wide angle category of the Underwater Photographer of the Year. So thank you very much, and first of all I would like to say a big thank you to Florian Fischer and Guillaume Neri. With these two other talents, we organized an expedition last year in Antarctica to try to see what's going on in this place, you know, with the global warming, climate change. We are very, very curious to see what happened in this place. So for that, we explored this part of the world on a very, very small boat. It was very challenging because of the weather. It was very difficult to reach the peninsula. But at the end, we have some amazing encounters in Antarctica. And what I want to say is my dream was to document the predation of the leopard seal with the penguin, but this did not happen. And this was my expectation, but we had an amazing experience with crab-eater seal, which normally are more shy and difficult to document underwater. So what I want to say is just about the story about the shot is sometimes you have some expectation and you come back with another amazing memories, picture, and this is what I want to say. You know, when you play with nature, and I really like that because you don't know what's happened, and you have to be open and ready to take the opportunity to photograph and capture the moment. So big thank you to Alex Mustard and Peter Roland from the UPI. Of course, congratulations to all the other winners. And thank you very much.
So just 3 more things to announce, and then you're free to escape. So first of all, of the special awards we haven't yet announced, the first one is the most promising British underwater photographer of 2020, and this goes to any British photographer in the competition who marked themselves down as a novice who hasn't been a big winner in competitions before, across all the categories, and we pull all those images together and choose our favourite from them. And the winner of Most Promising British Underwater Photographer of 2020 is Nur Tucker with her picture, Commotion in the Ocean. And I'm going to get Nur to put her phone down and come up on stage and say a few words. So, Nur, come on up here. This is your microphone, so hold it nice and close so we can hear about it. It's a wonderful picture, but tell us a little bit about the picture, how you made this incredible effect, and also what this means to you.
Thanks so much. Many winners would come here and say this is a dream come true. Well, my dreams weren't that ambitious. When I entered my images to the competition, the best I was hoping for was to be in the top 10 in one of the categories, but not a big award like this, so I'm really thrilled. Thank you so much to UPY. Thank you so much to the 3 judges, Alex Mustard, Martin Edge, Peter Rowlands. They are my gurus and my idols, following their footsteps in baby waist. And Dan Bolt and Saeed Rashid, thank you so much for all your help during the competition. So how did I take this image? This is a thorny seahorse. It's a white one, and it's my favorite of the species. Many of these people who know me, I'm in love with actually horses on land, and it had to be seahorses underwater, so I'm obsessed with these. So this is a thorny seahorse, white one, and over years I tried using lots of different techniques, photographing this beautiful creature. I tried everything. I mean, I tried side lighting, back lighting, top lighting, snooting, double exposure, silhouette shots. On this particular dive in Dumaguete, Philippines, I said I want to do something completely different, potentially offbeat. So I started with a slow shutter speed, 1/4 of a second, and then a slow aperture, f/25, and I did a panning shot of the seahorse. Then I used the same settings to take the panning shot of a shiny scouring pad that I brought in my pocket to the dive with me. And then I combined the 2 images in camera for a double exposure, but it wasn't that simple, but you know how seahorses behave. On the first shot, it decided to look cross-eyed. On the second shot, it decided to bow the head down. On the third one, it looked back. And similarly, the scouring pad was also behaving because it didn't create these kind of lovely patterns and shapes on the first few times I tried. Some of them overwhelmed the face of the seahorse. It was completely covering the face. Finally, the seahorse was, I think, curious. It just looked cheekily at me, and for a millisecond, we had eye contact, and I pressed the shutter. This is the story of that image. So thank you so much again. Thanks so much. I'm delighted. And congratulations to everybody who had success in this competition.
Thank you very much, Dina. Thank you for being here. Okay, now on to our penultimate award, which is to the British Underwater Photographer of the Year, award that's been in existence for a very long time. Previous winners include Peter Rowlands, one of our judges. Peter Scoons, the late Peter Scoons, won this award twice. Pete Atkinson won it twice. But to prove you don't need to be called Pete to win it, this year's winner is Nick Moore from the UK with his picture Rabbitfish Zoom. And I'd like to get Nick up on stage to tell us also a little bit about this amazing image and also what the award means to him.
First of all, thanks, Alex.
Hey, you're very welcome.
I can't believe I'm stood here, actually. So many thanks to you, Alex, and judges Martin and Peter. This is really is a dream come true, considering all the great British underwater photographers sat there in the audience. This picture was taken November last year. As many of you know, I use slow shutter speed a fair bit. A lot of you comment on Facebook how much I use it, and to stop maybe using it. Maybe I will now. So this is a zoom blur. It's taken with a Nikon D500 and a Sigma 1770 in a Nauticam housing, Alex. And it's taken at 1/8 of a second, hitting the shutter and zooming in as fast as possible to create this effect, which my wife tells me is a bit pop-arty. So I'm going with that, okay? But I say I like the effect. I've got a load of thank yous actually. First of all, to you judges again. Your backgrounds in underwater photography speak for themselves. So we all trust and we respect your decisions. And to be stood here as British underwater photographer here is just mind-blowing. To be quite honest with you, I think I will not forget this moment. The biggest thank you, though, actually goes to my beautiful wife over in the corner there, who has patiently kind of stuck with me when it comes to my travel and my photography. She's amazing. Please let me go on holiday again next year. But also, my little boy's in the audience as well, and I hope my photography does inspire him to find a love for the ocean. And really, I want to go diving with him as soon as possible to hopefully take images like this together. Secondly, Caroline Vitellini is in the audience. I saw her earlier, I don't know where she is now. But thank you to Scuba Travel for sponsoring my prize. And thanks for Caroline for looking after me over the last 10 years. All my travel plans, everything, she's one in a million. Fantastic. Also, of course, I need to thank the organisers, Saeed and Dan. It's a pretty seamless process from entering to actually being stood here. The only nerve-wracking bit is waiting for that dreaded email, as you all know, waiting for it to come through. So I'd just like to say thanks to all entrants, all winners. Good luck for next year, but yeah, thanks again.
Hey, well done, Nick. Congratulations, mate. Okay, and just the big one now, the Underwater Photographer of the Year 2020, and that award goes to, so the way we decide this is we get all the pictures of the competition together and we decide which is our single favourite image, the most outstanding piece of work that year. And this year it goes to Greg Lecoeur, who's been very close a couple of times before, but this time he's got the big one for his amazing photo of the crab-eater seals with their mobile home. So congratulations, Greg, and he's got a short message for us now.
Hi again. So I'm super happy to win the Underwater Photographer of the Year this year, 2020. This is for me something very special because a few years ago I changed my life. I was an enthusiast diver and photographer, and my passion is nature. And I decided to live about underwater photography. So for me, this kind of award means I took the right decision to change my life and follow my dream and live today my passion. So thanks a lot to Alex and Peter from the UPI, and of course all the organizers. I would like to say big congratulations also to all the winners. This kind of contest event is very important because this is a good way to share the beauty of nature, to raise awareness about protecting the sea. So thank you very much, and also all my sponsors and my family and my friend and everybody. Thank you very much.
Very well said, Craig. So just a couple of announcements to wind up. First of all, from about now, all those results will be available online. I really encourage you to delve into the website or to download our free yearbook. David Dublet has been kind enough to write a forward for that, commenting on what he feels about this year's collection. So have a look at that, and please enjoy looking at the pictures again. Enjoy reading the photographers' stories behind them. They are pictures that I think really great to live with. I've been living with them for 2 months now, and it's fantastic seeing them again and again and really spending time with those pictures. I'd like to again thank our prize sponsors. I haven't been going for all the prizes as we went along, but we're really proud to be able to dish out so many prizes this year to the photographers. So thank you to everyone who's been a prize sponsor, and that's what we've been handing out. And that's pretty much all I've got to say, other than please get out there, get diving, enjoy the underwater world, take amazing images, and hopefully we'll be seeing you next year for UPY 2021. If you're going to be sharing your results online, photos and things, if you hashtag them, it's a great way to be able to click on that hashtag and see each other's pictures, like each other's pictures, comment on each other's pictures, and generate a really nice buzz about it. And don't forget to link it to the Go Diving show, either as a location or as a hashtag for them as well. So that's pretty much us done now. There's a couple of things I need to say admin-wise to the photographers. Those who are going to the social tonight, during the award presentation, I was given your tickets. So please come and see me for those of you who tell me you're coming to that tonight. And also, those of you who were winners, do hang around afterwards as well. I'd like to get your pictures back up on screen, and we'll do a photo call for those next. But before that, Miranda's going to come back on stage and say a few words to close us off for the day.
Thank you very much. A massive round of applause for Alex. Thank you so much. What a feast for the eyes. I mean, isn't it just amazing to sit here and just watch those incredible images and just think, wow, I wish I was that talented. So really brilliant. And we will see you here again next year. So just a reminder, so any of the award winners, please stick around for photographs. The show is open until 5 o'clock, so you've still got another 45 minutes here. If you haven't had a good look around, now is your last chance. Have a good wander around, choose your next dive holiday, buy your next dive